Have you ever looked at the clock in the middle of your shift and thought, this can't be my life forever? Every day, millions of people wake up early, face traffic, endless meetings, and unbearable bosses, all for a paycheck that barely gets them through the month. But what if I told you there's a real, achievable path, and it starts exactly where you are right now? It's not a lottery ticket. It's not a gamble. It's a strategy. Today, I'm going to show you a practical and safe roadmap to leave the corporate world behind and start living off your income with freedom, time, and control over your life. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn your salary into freedom, even if right now you feel like you're at square one. The future starts now, and it starts with the right plan. But before we trace the roadmap, we need to understand the prison. Because the truth is, most people don't even realize they're trapped. You enter the job market full of hope. Over time, it becomes routine, then survival. What started as a dream of independence turns into a silent trade. Time for a paycheck, health for stability, life for bills. And the trap is so well built, it feels comfortable. You hear things like, stay in that job, it's safe, wait for retirement, invest in your career path. But reality paints a different picture. Statistics show that over 60% of workers are dissatisfied with their jobs. Burnout, anxiety, and identity crises have become the norm. And still, most don't quit. Why? Because there's no plan, no clear path that says, it's possible to leave this place without falling off a cliff. That's what this video is about. Showing you there's a way out that doesn't require recklessness, just clarity. And it starts with a simple step, recognizing that you deserve more than living chained to a name badge. You deserve more, but real freedom isn't achieved on impulse. It begins with planning. That's where the transition map comes in. A 5-step plan anyone can apply, even on a tight budget. Step 1. Make a financial and mental diagnosis. You can't leave your job safely without knowing exactly how much your life costs. You need to map out your expenses: rent, food, transport, leisure, debt, everything. But this diagnosis isn't just about numbers, it's about mindset. Most people still see their paycheck as the end goal. But really, it's your starting capital. It's the money that will fund your freedom, if you use it wisely. Without this mindset shift, there is no transition. Step 2 is building your emergency fund. And let's be clear, freedom needs a solid foundation. Your fund should cover 6 to 12 months of your living expenses. If you spend $3,000 per month, your reserve should be between $18,000 and $36,000. Does that sound like a lot? Don't worry. With focus and organization, you can do it. Cut unnecessary expenses, renegotiate debts, sell unused items. Just understand this. That fund is your parachute. You're not jumping off a cliff. You're building a glider. Now that you've diagnosed your finances and built your safety net, it's time for step 3. Learning to invest safely. This is where many people freeze, thinking investing is too complicated or risky. It's not. You don't need to become an expert. Just start with the basics. Fixed income, real estate funds, dividend-paying stocks. There are options for every profile. The goal isn't to pick the best investment in the world. The goal is consistency. Start with small amounts. Learn enough to make simple, smart decisions. Platforms like Treasury Direct or reliable brokers let you begin with less than 100 reais. The secret is consistency. Investing $200 per month with a strategy is better than investing $5,000 once without knowing what you're doing. These 3 steps form the foundation of your transition: financial clarity, strategic protection, and a solid investment base. And now that the ground is steady, it's time for the most exciting part: generating new sources of income and building a timeline to finally ditch the badge. With a strong foundation, it's time for the most powerful moment in your transition: creating new income streams. Saving money isn't enough. You need to make it work for you, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Start with what you already know. If you're good at something, turn it into a service. Design, video editing, tutoring, consulting. Platforms like Fiverr, Workana, and Upwork can be your testing ground. Another option? Digital products, ebooks, courses, templates. True passive income begins when you create something once and sell it over and over. And of course, investments like real estate funds and dividend stocks become growing sources of passive income too. The secret is to start while you're still working your current job. That gives you security, room for error, and time to refine your path. Test, adjust, learn from your results. A safe transition doesn't happen overnight. It's built behind the scenes until you're ready to step into the light. That brings us to the final step, building a real, strategic, and timed plan to quit your job. No leaping blindly. You need concrete goals. In 12 months, I want to cover 50% of my expenses with passive income. In 18 months, have a 12-month emergency fund. In 24 months, quit with a solid side income. The difference between a dream and a project is in the deadlines and numbers. Break your plan into stages, compartmentalize, and most importantly, track your progress monthly. That keeps your focus alive. These two final steps, new income sources and a strategic plan, are the engine of your freedom. With clear goals and constant value generation, quitting your job stops being a blind leap and becomes a conscious decision. Now that the plan is clear, maybe you're still wondering, but is this really for me? And this is where most people freeze, not because of money, but because of the silent myths that sabotage action. Myth 1. I need a lot of money to start. Wrong. What you need is consistency. Starting small beats, waiting for a perfect moment that never comes. Myth 2. Investing is too risky. The truth is, not investing is the real risk. Letting your money sit idle, losing value keeps you stuck. With knowledge and discipline, risk becomes manageable, and return becomes inevitable. Myth 3. I don't have time for this. The truth? Time will pass anyway. And if you spend just 30 minutes a day studying, organizing, or building your extra income, you'll be creating a future where time finally belongs to you. These myths are like invisible walls. But now, you have the tools to walk through each of them. And on the other side lies something no one can give you. Something only you can earn. Freedom. Freedom. That's the word that sums up everything you've heard so far. And it doesn't come from luck or magic. It comes from a plan. And now, that plan is in your hands. You've learned that step 1 is facing your financial life with clarity, getting out of autopilot, and knowing what you truly need to live well. Then comes the emergency fund, your cushion for every step you take toward a life beyond the office. Next, mastering the basics of investing, not as a gamble, but as a steady growth strategy. Then the gears start turning. Side incomes arise, tested and refined, while you're still employed. And finally, the most powerful piece, a plan with a timeline, goals, and rhythm. No skipping steps, no getting lost in the rush. This journey is real. Thousands are already walking it. Some are further ahead, others are starting today, just like you. What defines your next step is simple: action. So here's the invitation. Start now. Grab a piece of paper or open a spreadsheet and write it down. How much you spend, how much you need, what you can cut. Sketch your first transition plan, even if it's rough. And if you want help, check the description for a free checklist with everything you need to organize. While you're there, hit subscribe, because in the next videos, we'll keep building this roadmap together. Remember, your job was the beginning, but it doesn't have to be your final destination. You have a plan. Now, it's time to walk it.